Welcome to this episode of First Home Hustle. I'm Kim McCarty.
And I'm Dave Stahl.
All right, what are we talking about today?
Today, we're just going to do a Q&A about down payment assistance programs. So
Okay.
there are tons of them.
Okay.
I know in Texas, we probably have more than a lot of other areas. But across the country, there are down payment assistance programs out there for just about anyone.
Okay.
So the basic premise for down payment assistance is that these programs and these entities that help with the down payment assistance are looking for people who wouldn't normally be able to save money for down payment. So if you're a high income earner, there's probably a down payment assistance program out there for you, but you might not like the terms of the loan.
Okay.
Because basically what they're going to say is if you need down payment assistance and you're over this income level, you're going to pay a higher interest rate.
Okay.
Because you're high risk, because you make a lot of money, you don't know how to save it. That's the basic premise, right?
Right. Okay. So what if I don't make a ton of money?
So there are programs all across the country, and the ones in Texas are easy for me because that's where we are.
Right.
That if you're at 80% of the area median income, which in most places in Texas is about $80,000.
Okay. So under that threshold?
Under $80,000 is the household income.
Okay.
You can qualify to do a down payment assistance program.
Okay.
Most of them, the good ones, allow for a 3-year forgiveness on the down payment assistance. Meaning, as long as you occupy the property and you don't refinance the first mortgage, you don't have to do anything with it. At the end of 3 years, it goes away.
Okay. So if I decided, let's say life happens and I want to move in 2 years, I got to pay it all back or
Yep. You pay it all back.
All back. Okay.
Yeah.
So
which isn't a terrible deal if you think about what your appreciation is on the house anyway.
True. So it's not like a prorated amount, like based on, you only have 12 months left or whatever.
Yeah, it's the full meal.
It's the full thing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So if I make under $80,000 and do I have to have any money to do it?
It depends upon what you can negotiate on your contract because most of these programs are FHA backed, right? So you're getting an FHA loan where it's a minimum of 3.5% down. And I'll give you a good example. I have one that's closing tomorrow that we did 30-year fixed rate FHA at 6.375, no points.
That was a good rate.
It is a good rate.
Right.
So at 6.375 with no points, he got 2% down payment assistance.
Okay.
So 2% of his loan amount is like a grant, a 3-year forgivable deal.
Right.
And he got his seller to contribute $5,000.
Okay.
And he got his agent to kick in a couple bucks.
Okay.
So now he's at like $8,000 in concessions.
Okay.
He's got 2% as,
down payment assistance
being put in for him.
Okay.
And we originally estimated that he was going to have to bring about $4,000, and I'm an overestimator.
Right.
He's bringing $2,000.
Okay.
And so I called him today and I went, hey, with this program we did, I'm only bringing $2,000. So
not bad.
We're setting up a party at my house next week, and you're paying with the other two. I'm joking. But the programs themselves, there's not enough people who know about them.
Okay.
They're, from lender to lender, they're afraid of them.
Right.
Because I know even myself, when I first started looking at the programs years ago, and the programs have changed, that the cost associated with the program almost made me think that, maybe we should just do regular 3.5% down because the closing costs are going to be about 3.5% anyway.
Right.
And if we can just get the seller to contribute, then we don't have to worry about it. It's the same deal. And you're getting a lower rate. The programs have changed where the rates are better.
Okay.
So now, like this one gentleman who's at 6.375, we locked about 30 days ago, and today is the 10th of April, just in case people want to.
Yeah.
The 10th of April, 30 days ago, so 6.375. Probably a lower than market rate at that time.
100%. Yeah.
So, and he's getting the 2% grant.
Right.
There are programs that are 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%.
Oh.
There's even one of the cities in Texas, right next to us, Dallas, who, if you're in the right income level, they'll give you up to $60,000 in down payment assistance.
Is that because the house needs work?
No, it's because they're
price tags.
They are trying to help, but the people who are not the high income earners to have equity in properties.
Okay.
So I mean, think about this: if you're buying a $300,000 house in Dallas and you qualify for the program, you get $60,000 walking in the door. equity.
So I don't have to use it towards closing costs. I use what I need, and then the rest goes towards
Straight to equity.
Really?
Really.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
this person, $300,000 house, $60,000 from the city.
Right. And let's say
They're
I
walking
use
in 20% equity.
let's just say I use 25,000 of that. The rest 45 goes into equity.
No. It's all for down payment. It's not towards closing costs. It's for down payment.
Oh, okay. So I can't use it towards closing costs.
No. Some of the down payment assistance programs allow you to overlap it.
Mm-hmm.
That city's program doesn't allow you to overlap it.
Okay, so our down payment on 300,000 at 3.5%, I use that money to do the 3.5%. Now I've got this extra money sitting here. I can just straight put it into equity.
Right.
Do I buy down the amount that I'm borrowing?
Instead of doing the 3.5, you'd do 5.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So
yeah.
If you can get 5% down payment assistance.
Okay.
And instead of doing 96.5, you do 95.
Okay.
So you're putting 5% down instead of 3.5.
But I still have this extra money.
Not if you do 5%.
Not if you do 5%. Okay. But you said they gave me $60,000.
It's all going to equity.
Okay. I'm not smart enough for this math.
So $300,000 house.
Right. 5%.
You can get up to $60,000.
Oh, up to. I'm not guaranteed.
If they give you the full $60,000,
yeah,
you now have a loan at $240,000.
Okay.
Which means you have 20% equity.
Okay, now I'm following.
And all you have to do is live in the house, which you're
for
planning
3
to
years.
No, on that program you have to be there longer.
Okay.
They're giving you a lot more money. They want you to stay.
For sure. Yeah. Right. For sure.
So these programs, the basic premise is we want you to live in the house.
So do you think this is for neighborhoods that they're trying to reestablish and kind of bring back up? No.
I've had people buying brand new homes
with this program.
Yeah.
Wow.
With down payment assistance.
So
program.
it isn't like a zip code specific.
There's some of them that are geocoded.
Okay.
And the bulk of them are not.
Okay.
So there's some of them that are geocoded. Like we have one lender who does a community lending program that the rate is lower than market rate on conventional financing because of where it is.
Okay.
There's another bond program where it's a 4% down payment assistance with a low rate that it's geocoded as well. But they're not all geocoded. So many of these programs, I do them with new home builders all the time.
Are these new home builders that you're doing them with in like more of a rural area or no? Okay.
No.
Okay.
Right around the corner.
Okay. So, because we have a first time home buyer that we're going to start helping, and they definitely qualify for the down payment assistance. They definitely would qualify for, where he wants to be and where he probably can be are two different things.
Well, some of that's about price point that they can afford, too.
Exactly.
But as far as the down payment assistance programs as a whole, they are not all geocoded.
Okay.
Obviously, the one for the city of Dallas, it's got to be in the city.
Of course, yeah.
There's one for, in Frisco, used to have one if you were a city employee, like a school teacher, firefighter, what have you.
Right.
And you worked for the city and you bought in Frisco, that they would help you with
down payment.
Yeah, with like a grant.
Okay.
So, each municipality is going to have something different. Like the city of McKinney, they've got a piggybacking the same down payment assistance program that I'm talking about, a $5,000 grant.
Okay.
So you can get the down payment assistance plus an additional $5,000 that would go straight towards your closing costs.
Wow.
So
okay,
there's lots of them out there. The question is, are you working with a lender
who knows
that's
about
savvy
them
enough to find it for you?
Right. And that's kind of how we landed on this particular buyer. Is they came to me as a referral and had already been pre-approved with another lender, but the questions that he was asking me, it was very clear to me that the lender wasn't able to supply him with the answers that he was looking for. And I said, okay, I think we need to start over and we need to see if you qualify for these opportunities. And I'm not the person who's going to know about all these opportunities, but I do know who will. So that's how we got started with that. So
I think one of the biggest things we have to understand when it comes to these programs is that as a buyer who is probably online looking at homes for sale,
Right.
they're also looking for, man, I don't have the money for down payment.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any Google down payment assistance?
Right.
What pops up? And as a lender,
Yeah.
if you're not plugged into those programs and
Right.
somebody calls you about it,
Yeah.
you're not able to answer the questions because you don't know.
I guess I just never really realized that those programs, I, of course, have always known about USDA loans and things like that, but I didn't know that those still really existed out there.
And they've gotten better.
Okay.
I mean, over the years, they've gotten better because
Do they run out of money? Is it like a certain point they run out?
Some of the bond programs, they issue the bond, and when the bond's out of money, it's gone.
So do they issue it January 1, and when it's gone, it's gone?
They cycle.
Okay.
So they'll run out of one bond, and then the next one will come up, and maybe instead of having a 6.375 rate, maybe it's a 6.5 rate at that same down payment assistance.
Okay.
So the bond itself is based upon, whatever the bond issuance is.
Okay.
And then that's where the down payment assistance is.
Okay. One last question. Can these be investors buying these, or it has to be? I even love that more about this, because
for primary residences.
What I love about that is that we are actually helping people own homes and create their own wealth by doing that, even by helping them out with some money up front. But what we are doing in the long term is actually helping people create wealth within real estate.
And the greatest thing about our current market is that rates are high enough that it keeps the market normal,
right?
So that we can negotiate with sellers
to get some closing costs
to get in with less cost.
Yeah.
Like my guy bringing $2,000 to closing.
Right.
He's ecstatic.
That's a great deal.
Yeah, this guy's building wealth already. He already showed me a
Hadn't
picture.
Even closed yet.
Showed me a picture today. He's got mulch and all this stuff in the bed of his pickup. He's like,
ready to go.
I'm closing at 10 tomorrow. When do you think I get the keys?
I love that, though. I love that. Well, I have a little more hope for our little buyer that we're meeting with today. So hopefully.
So yeah, if you've got first time buyers that need assistance with down payment and their current lender doesn't have access to it, reach out.
Yeah.
I can direct you to somebody who has access to the right program,
right,
to get your buyer into it.
I love that. All right. If they want to get a hold of you, how can they do that?
They can reach me at 972-896-8790.
And you can call us at 214-662-9308. And remember, if you need help finding the right agent in your area, we can help anywhere in the United States. And if you need a great lender, Dave can help you find the right lender to help you get the deal done.